Welcome, and again we're in workshop number 2. We're talking about the 30, 60, 90-day onboarding schedule. This is a unique kind of schedule that one of our participants actually came up with some time ago when he was trying to get into work for Roche. He was trying to get a job for Roche. And he actually set this up for himself, went in, got an interview, had the second interview. This is what we usually use, the 30, 60, 90-day onboarding schedule. And they were so impressed with it that they actually continue to use this to this day. So what actually is it? Well, we use this we suggest you use this 30, 60, 90-day onboarding schedule in your second interview. You've already gone in the first interview, you've asked questions. There's a whole section on the 6 questions that you should be ready to ask. You're going to try to find out what their needs are. Why do I need to know that? I want to know why they're filling this position. First of all, is it somebody left? Is it a growth? Did somebody get promoted and they're looking for somebody? But just exactly why they need to fill this position, and more importantly, why they need to do that. Is morale low? Is there a question of absenteeism in this department or this organization? Those different types of things that they're looking for you to try to improve on. And so you need to have an idea of what those are so you can start thinking, and you get this information in the first interview. That's when you start really set up to ask those questions so that you can respond, first of all, with a thank you note, because you're always going to send a thank you note. And if you can include in that thank you note 1 or 2 of the things that you talked about that are concerns of theirs that they need to try to improve on in their organization. So then after you've gotten that information, and let's just say it happens to be absenteeism or morale of the organization or customer service, it can be any of those things, then you're going to go back and hopefully if your first interview went well, they're going to ask you back for a second interview. And that's when we suggest you have this 30, 60, 90-day onboarding schedule. And what you're doing is you've just broken up what you plan on doing. Now, the thing you need to make sure is you read at the very bottom. This is not meant to be a final or comprehensive onboarding plan, but rather a starting point for conversations on this topic. This plan will be revised based on the goals discussed by or with the leadership team. You're not trying to tell them that you're going to increase sales by 20% in your first year. You're not making any kind of suggestion that you're going to do that much better than anybody else. All you're trying to do with the 30, 60, 90 day is say, here's what my plan is based on our conversations thus far. We're going to be able to change those, but here's what I think I need to do in the first 30 days, 60 days, and 90 days. I also think this is a great opportunity because as a hiring manager myself, I can't tell you the number of times we've hired people and all of a sudden I get an email from the HR department or my boss's assistant, whoever, and saying, well, it's time for the 90-day review. No, you can't. And I look and I think, oh, they haven't been here 90 days. They've only been here 30 days. Well, time flies, and what happens is this type of thing gets away from you. The beauty of our 30, 60, 90-day onboarding schedule is that you are responsible. The new hire is responsible for getting this information done. That by itself is going to make a prospective employer say, wow, you've taken this off my hands. I don't have to think about it. You, the new employee, you're going to set the appointments up on the 30th day and the 60th and the 90th and go over and say, here's what we suggested that I do and here were my completion dates. And then you can go on and then you've set that meeting up, because in many, many cases, the employer or hiring manager is going to forget about it or push it to the side. And in this case, you are the one that is in control. You've made sure that you are doing what you need to do when you need to do it, And if there's any changes, then you're going to talk to your boss, your superior, your hiring manager, whoever that might be, and step back and say, okay, we didn't do this because of the change in this or that. We need to also decide what we're going to do in place of it. With this 30, 60, 90-day boarding pass, plus the way we handle references, it just makes you look that much better, because guess what? Nobody else, none of your competition is doing the references the way we do it, and we suggest you do it. Nobody's doing the 3069 onboarding. And we've had a couple people who will be doing a testimonial and say, and we have one in particular, was the third interview. And they looked at him. The hiring manager looked at him and said, well, you know, we really don't want to hire you. And it was kind of like, well, the gentleman, our person that was looking for a job kind of pushed back and said, I don't know if I know. Well, the comment was made by the hiring manager. You've come to us with the references. Now you came with us with a 30, 60, 90-day onboarding schedule. We want to find out what you're going to do next, because if you're doing these things, we can't wait to see what else you're going to do. So it's a very positive, it works, and almost all organizations in one shape or form have onboarding schedules so that they can keep up. And if they don't have, you need to make sure you do, just because so you don't get lost, and after 6 months all of a sudden somebody's coming to you and saying, well, why haven't you done that? Well, I didn't know I was supposed to. This keeps it doing. So 30, 60-day onboarding schedules are really a great way to separate you from the competition, make you look better than everybody else, and you've got a better chance of getting that job.